Hi again, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. I wanted to make this video to follow up the last video on permutations and just to kind of summarize the different cases you might see and the formulas that go with them. So I highly recommend if you're going to take notes on something, if not all of it, but to write down this table you see here, pause it so you can do so because it really does a good job of summarizing what we saw in the video, and I'll make the connection to each of these formulas as we go through this video. To kind of just highlight this table, this column talks about permutations where repetition is allowed. Okay, for example, that might mean, you're making a passcode and you can use the digit 9 twice in the passcode, right? That would be a repetition of digits. Okay, this column over here on the right specifically focuses on permutations without repetition. Okay, so that might mean, you're making a passcode, but all the digits have to be unique. So you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, but you can't do 1, 2, 4, 4 because that would have repetition of digits. Now, all these formulas you've already seen, but I didn't talk about them in terms of a formula. I talked about them in terms of that blank method. So I'm going to show you exactly where you saw each of these scenarios above. Okay, starting with this 5-letter word example I gave you one where repetition didn't matter. That was this one. So I could use all 26 letters in the first space and the second space and the third space, so on and so forth. Whereas this one said you can only use each letter once. So this would be an example of without repetition. So this would be with rep. This would be without repetition. So now I'm going to show you exactly how they connect to the formulas below. And hopefully you realize that it's not a new concept. The first example here, you are allowed to repeat. So we'd be in the first column here with repetition, which gives us this formula of n to the r, or n times n times n times n, and on and on and on. So that's a permutation of n objects taken r at a time, n r. Okay, so for this example, you were, combining 26 letters, so n is 26, and you were taking them r at a time. So you were taking 26 letters, but you wanted 5 of those letters at a time to make a 5-letter word. So r is 5. So then in this case, our formula is 26 to the 5th, which is exactly what you see here. 26 times 26 times 26 times 26 is 26 to the 5th. Okay, so this table just summarizes what you did with the blank method by giving you the formula n to the r. Exact same thing. Choose to know both, but I want you to understand why it is what it is, and that's why I do the blank method first. Okay, our second example, though, is without repetition, so you can't repeat the letters. So we'd be in the second column here. Okay, now you'll notice that we're doing 26 times 25 times 24 times 23 times 22 and then stopping, right? We're not doing then 21 times 20 times all the way to 1. Okay, if you did it all the way to 1, that would be n factorial. Okay, n factorial by definition would go 26 multiplying decrease by 1 each time all the way to 1. But that's not what we have here. In this scenario, you have n objects, so you're taking 26 letters, you're not repeating them, and again, you're taking r at a time. So when I say you're taking r at a time, you're taking 26 letters to choose from, but you're only picking 5 of them to make a 5-letter word. So here, n is 26. Your r that you're taking is 5 of them. Okay, so we're in this scenario in the second column here, where you have a formula for permutations, and you use this formula when you're taking r of them. Okay, otherwise it would just be n factorial or just the numerator. When you're not picking a subset of it, you're just going all the way to 1, which I'll give you another example of that in a second, so don't worry about this yet. Okay, so this formula is n factorial over n minus r factorial, and I'm going to show you how that's actually the same thing as what you see here. So this is equal to n factorial over n minus r factorial. Okay, just substituting in those numbers, again, n is 26, you're taking 26 things, and you're choosing 5 of them, which is your r. Okay, which is 26 factorial over 26 minus 5 is 21 factorial. Okay, by definition, and I'm kind of going to have to run along here, sorry about that, but by definition, 26 factorial is 26. I'm just using the space that I have. Sorry, this doesn't actually go in this box. Okay, 26 factorial would go all the way down till you get to 1. I'm doing the dot 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 because I don't feel like writing it all. That's the numerator here, 26 factorial. denominator is 21 factorial, which is our 21 times 20 times 19 times 18 all the way to 3 to 2 to 1. Actually, maybe I should extend this a little bit further, and I hope you see why I'm doing this as I write. Times 21 times 20 all the way to 3 to 2 to 1. Okay, why did I do this? Well, everything here is being multiplied, wow. And then you're dividing by some other stuff. And what undoes multiplication is division. So when you divide, 21 divided by 21 is just 1. 20 divided by 20, again, is just 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 divided by 1 is 1. And then like all this middle stuff, there would be a 19 would cancel out, an 18, and all the middle stuff would have a factor to cancel out with. So what you'd be left with is 26 times 25 times 24 times 23 times 22. Okay, which is exactly what you set up with the blank method. Okay, so that's what this formula means when you have n objects and you're taking r at a time. It is another way of thinking about the blank method. Okay, the nice thing about this one though, instead of using the blank method, is this can be plugged into your calculator, which I'm going to show you how to do right now. So if I realize when I'm doing a problem such as, how many 5-letter words can be made using each letter once, if I realize that this is a permutation of n objects taken r at a time, and I just want to use the formula instead of setting up the blanks and then multiplying 26 times 25 times 24, well, you have that option. Okay, anything in probability is going to be in this math button. So I'm going to click on math. Then PRB stands for probability, which I realize we're doing common and torques right now, but counting things helps you calculate probability, right? So if I know how many poker hands exist, I can tell you the odds or the probability of getting a royal flush. So anyways, common and torques, subset of probability. Okay, here is the button that you see looks just like this notation here, NPR. Okay, so that's the permutation button. I'm going to show you how to use it in a second, but first I realized I should tell you what this notation means. Okay, P just stands for permutation. Okay, N, well, it's defined above, so it's like how many like objects you have to place, objects you have to choose from. And R is the number you're using or choosing. It's how many blanks you have. It's how many decisions you have to make, however you want to think about it. Okay, in order to plug that in your calculator, I've got an old one, so you may not need to do this, but I do. I have to hit N first, which in this case, N was 26. Then I have to go into math. Then I have to hit the permutation button. And by the way, the C is combination, which we'll do next, but don't worry about that for now. Okay, and then I choose my R, which in this case, R was 5. So this is essentially 26 objects, permutation, choose 5 of them, hit enter, and it's going to calculate that formula for you. Instead of multiplying 26, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. Okay, this will do it for you. Struggling with my words today, sorry about that. Okay, so now you know how to do it in your calculator. Now you see these formulas, but just realize that the formulas are not any different than the blank method. Again, it's just a way of kind of generalizing what you've already done. Just give you 1 or 2 more examples. How many ways can we award a first, second, or third prize? Words are not my friend today. Place prize among 8 contestants, right? Okay, here you have 8 people to choose from, and you are putting them into 3 positions. So you got 8 people to choose from. They're in 3 positions. You could do the blank method. Here's first place, second place, third place, first, second, third. And you have 8 that would go into this one. Well, if somebody gets first place, they can also get second place. So then you have 7, and then you have 6 choices. Okay, you'd realize then we are in column 2. You cannot repeat. And we're not just taking n objects, we're taking n objects r at a time. So we're using this formula, which I could then go ahead and just plug into my calculator like I did before. Or again, you can use the blank method and do 8 times 7 times 6, which would not be that hard. Okay, so I just want to show you that example from before, how you could do it in 2 different ways. Okay, I can also give you some algebra applications just to kind of practice what a factorial is. You may see some of these with variables, numbers, we'll kind of build up to that. But again, I just want you to remember a factorial is just multiplying that number decreasing by 1 all the way to 1. So I'm actually going to write this whole one out. Cool, that's 12 factorial, and 10 factorial will be this. You guys get the point, but I'm being tedious just to emphasize my point here. Everything would cancel out except for 12 times 11 times 10. So you can just simplify, algebraic problems with permutations. You can do, most of this is in context because we're counting things. The reason we even care is because of these contexts. How many different ways are there to do something? But those are a couple different sample problems. And then these are the different formulas you can use to solve those problems. Again, not that different from the blank method. My goal of this video was really to, connect these algebraic generalizations that you're going to see, because you will see all of these, to why they make sense, right? Why is this connected to the blank problem? Hopefully that context gives meaning to the formulas. So if you have any questions, please ask them. But otherwise, it was really great talking to you all. Have a good night.